Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome, and I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. And if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of the ongoing support. This is my channel, Dragon's Jewel Creative Gems, and I'm Tegan. And today we are going to do a good old WIP and chat. And for those that may be new to it, WIP just stands for Work in Progress. And I work on a project. It can be diamond painting, it can be any sort of craft. You could treat this like a podcast and get some stuff done around the house as well, whatever your preference is. And I just chat and catch everybody up. And so today I'm working on my current work in progress, which is a low budget friendly canvas that I unboxed already. I think I've called it Under the Ocean or Under the Sea or something like that. And it's just kind of like a underwater scene with some dolphins and fish and some kind of like coral life stuff. And I've only got about 2 rows left, which is about 8 sections left to work on of this canvas. I've been working on it for Diamond Grandma's hashtag something fishy 23 event. So I'm almost done it. But I figured I'd get going at it again. I try to go for somewhere around the 40-minute to an hour mark if I can. So get comfy, make sure you have a beverage. I, of course, have my coffee. And pull out your project and settle in. And I'm working with my DP Gal Creations tray that I usually like to work with, my usual 2 pens that I'd like to work with as well. Nothing has really changed up. I'm working with Randa's Crafty Corner putty in my multi-placer in the salted caramel pumpkin scent. I know it's probably more a fall scent, but I just love the smell of it, so of course I'm using it. I've got a glue dot in my single placer that I've been using lately that I've kind of enjoyed, so let me just grab my first color here and get us going. So let's catch up. How is everybody doing? If you can let me know down in the comments below. I had I think asked in one of my videos what everybody kind of was, what people enjoy craft wise other than diamond painting. I'm really curious. I would still love to know those answers, and you can go back to that specific video that I asked it, or under the community tab I did pose it as a question under there as well. So definitely go back and answer that if you're into other stuff other than diamond painting and kind of the crafty world. I would love to know. It's so I can get some ideas going and maybe prioritize some of my other crafts that I enjoy if you guys also enjoy them and want to see them, that sort of thing. So that's why I would definitely like to know. And of course, I'm still working on growing the channel, so feel free to share out my channel, make sure that you're liking the videos so that it lets YouTube know you like the content, and we'll share it out with other people as well that way that maybe haven't discovered my channel yet. Of course, comment. I love to read the comments. I, of course, do all of that. So yeah, just let me know. I would love to know all of that, of course. So feel free to write that down in the comments below. On that, like I said, on the community tab, that sort of thing. And let's get going into my last 2 weeks, which takes us all the way back to kind of that June 2nd weekend, June 5th week. And my weekend was fairly normal. My status quo, as I like to call it. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. Nothing new, nothing exciting. As I got into the week, On the Monday, the little man had school off. They get that off when they do what they call the IPP meetings, which are just their individual learning plans and the goals that you kind of that are set for the year for them, and basically where he's at with his learning. And they do that because he's in a specialized program that kind of where he gets some extra therapy in school because he has major speech delays from when he had the trach and being born premature. So there's a little bit of that. He had a little bit of fine motor delays. Just little things like that. Nothing major, really. But they just kind of really personalize his learning to help him catch up to where he should be. And he's done awesome. They have no worries with his fine motor. He's grasping his markers and crayons and pencils the way he should for his age. He's not necessarily coloring like a kid his age. He still kind of just scribbles. So I mean, there is some control there, I guess, for him to still kind of work on to kind of stay in the lines or to create a circle versus a line, that sort of thing. So I mean, there's still a little bit of work there, but he does it and he loves it, and he knows, like, we've got coloring books and stuff for him at home, and he'll pull those out all on his own. He'll pull them out and he'll just start coloring a page. So he knows what he can color in and what he uses to color with, and he'll independently go and grab those when he wants to do that, which is awesome. So he is a smart little guy, and they had no worries in that area. Obviously his speech is still a work in progress. That will be probably an ongoing thing for a while. He does sensory activities and a group kind of like a food group thing to help him get used to oral feeds and just having actual food in his mouth. He's been awesome at trying all sorts of different foods that have been offered. There's been nothing that he's not liked. So there's really positive steps there. He's biting food. He's just not sure how to chew it. And if any of it comes off into his mouth, he still has that instinct to get it out, like it's a foreign object. So there's obviously some still work there. So we won't be getting rid of the G-tube like tomorrow. That's a very slow but steady, I guess, process for him right now. And yeah, there wasn't really much they could add. They were quite happy. They had him now at that school for 2 years. So they've said in the 2 years that they've had him, compared to the first year, he's progressed quite a bit with everything. So they're really happy with his progress that he's had while he's been there. They've enjoyed having him there. He definitely keeps everybody on their toes, I'm sure, because he's what they would call a shaker and mover compared to some of the kids that they have. So he goes on lots of walks in the hallways and around the school, and he's always jumping from one activity to the next. They said his mind kind of fires on all cylinders, so to speak. He could be doing an activity and they can actually see him kind of looking towards what his next one will be, which he's always been a bit like that. We've had to kind of teach him to focus on activities a little bit because of that. But he's been doing great. His focus, of course, he can focus on things a little bit longer now because of it and all of that. So there's not really much to say there. We had that all went good. He was home, of course, for that day, so there wasn't much that we, or not much that I was able to do, as that obviously entailed looking after him, keeping him occupied and busy, and watching the shows and playing and whatever else, going off his feed schedule, things like that. Oh, sorry. Just having a yawn. Yeah, so that was the Monday. Tuesday was just kind of him. He went back to school. It was getting back kind of on our weekly track again. Wednesday evening, we had his specialized services come into the home, and we had his behavioral guy come in, and we were giving updates on the goals we were working on for his behaviors and transitions and stuff like that, and kind of saying where he's at. Are those goals kind of accomplished at this point? What we kind of want to focus and work on next, if there was anything. And our behavior guy is really, really awesome because we had the upcoming actual, like, whole team meeting that was coming up, that they asked questions, and anything with the plan can be kind of removed, taken away, what's been accomplished, that sort of thing. So he kind of prepped us a bit by asking us a couple of questions from that, and kind of saying, you know, start thinking about this for that meeting. And so he was really, really awesome in that sense. So we had that, of course. That took up probably about an hour of our evening once the hubby got home from work, kind of thing. And then after he left, of course, that's when we could have our dinner and settle in for the night, kind of thing. And then Thursday was just kind of a normal day again. Kiddo went off to school. That's his last day of the week, is on a Thursday right now. So that was a short week of school for him. But it was good. Just get my next color here. And let's see, where are we at? Yeah, so Thursday was his last day of school. And that just went by like it normally does. Nothing special. I kind of was able to get some stuff done around the house, that kind of thing. Do a little bit of me stuff as well. When I wasn't tired that week, had left me pretty tired just because of how busy it was with meetings and all of that. And then Friday, we were busy again. Friday, we had a meeting at his new school that he's going to. This was a school that he's now going into the public school system, not just the straight up special needs program. He's still, of course, it's still funded and all because he requires therapy still and individual assistance for his G-tube feedings while he's at school and stuff like that. So he has to go into like a special program, and they still have like their individual learning program, like he would still be followed kind of in a similar guidelines as what we do with the IPP meetings. He'll still have goals that are set to kind of accomplish where he needs to be for his age and his group. Technically, he's considered to be grade 1, but he goes into a classroom that's kind of grouped by age and need. So there's other students there, so he'll be in the classroom with kids who have learning disabilities, physical disabilities, stuff like that, and are kind of grouped from kindergarten to probably, I don't know, grade 2, 3 maybe, I'm not 100% sure. That sort of thing. So he's grouped in there, and so we had the meeting to meet his teacher for that, and to see the classroom, and to see the school. And we were there probably a good, I'd say probably a good hour. We met the principal as well. He was in the office when we signed in, and they already knew Riley's name and was expecting him, so it was very personalized. I didn't feel like we were just another number coming into the school. They were very welcoming, and the teacher took us around, and she started by just kind of walking us down to the classroom. We took a peek in. They work out of 2 rooms, she said, and that's basically, she said they have about a group of 17 kids, roughly, currently, and kind of that's what it's looking like for next year. And she said they kind of split them into 2 groups. One are kind of the ones who need the calm down, chill, quiet kind of atmosphere. And then the other side of it is what they refer to as the shakers and movers. So the ones that are a little bit more active, a little bit more busy, don't mind the noise, that sort of thing. And they move them if there's a kid that needs to be moved between the 2, because one minute they're active and whatever, and then maybe they get overstimulated and they need a little bit of a break, so they'll move them over to the other room kind of thing. So very, very good in that sense. There's, of course, multiple helpers in each room that work with the kids alongside the teacher. So we got to meet some of them, got to see some of the kids. It was really kind of cool because, of course, they said the one kid's name, and I was like, it rang a bell in my head. I was like, I know that name. And of course, I asked if this little boy had a younger sister, and they just kind of looked at me and they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I remember him, and I know his mom. It ended up being when we were in the NICU, and our son ended up getting his trach, and then we ended up on the floors of the stollery. This little boy was also a trach baby at the time, and he was in the same pod and room as our son, right across from him. So they were little buddies in the hospital together. So it was really cool to see him grown up so much bigger. And last time I had run in, his mom was pregnant at the time when we were in the hospital too. And I hadn't run into them until after we had both left the hospital. She had the little girl by then, and the little girl was active and running around all over the place, and we were at the Misericordia for the RSV clinic, which is a virus that immune-compromised kids and stuff, they get the shot because they're more susceptible, and there's funding for it and all that. And so we were part of that program for a while, and that was the last time I had run into her. And so it was really cool to see how big he'd gotten, how much he'd grown. he had gotten rid of his trach, so that was super exciting. I love running into her old buddies from the hospital because, I mean, so, like, you can only stay in touch so much. And some of them we have lost touch because we never exchanged information or anything, but I still run into them in the community and we still know each other and we're still friendly, so it was really neat to see him. And then, of course, after that, she took us around and did like a general tour of the school. His class has a what they call a gross motor gym, which is just specifically for his class, and it's a lot like an indoor gym that's set up. It had a little tower that you could climb, and there was a slide to go down, and then you could hide under the tower if you wanted to. You needed kind of some away from all the activity and kind of a little bit more downtime while you're in there. They had like little swinging hammock style things that you could chill in. Basically, it kind of gets the kids out of their chairs and away from their walkers and kind of a little bit more active in engaging their muscles for some of those gross motor skills that you want to see. Of course, my son was playing shy with the teacher up until this point. We encouraged him to go down the slide, so he went down the slide in there twice, and then of course after that he was willing to take her hand, and then he did what he does when he's discovered he likes somebody and he's okay with them and he wants them to play with him and pay attention to him. So he grabbed her hand and started dragging her all over that school at that point. So we went into every single room of that school, no word of a lie except for the bathrooms, because, well, bathrooms are bathrooms. But I'm pretty sure my son would have been okay checking those out too. And then she showed us the sensory room, which is also used for his classroom, and they said if a kid just needs that quiet space, they take them in there, of course, and sometimes they'll even put on like a little movie or something. So that's kind of like a little break room for them. So she showed us that, and then we went into every single, like I said, every single classroom from kindergarten all the way up to grade 6, which was really, really cool. We also checked out the office again, where he got to kind of explore it just a little bit more. And while we were in there, one of the teachers had their bearded lizard out, and so we got to say hi to, they called him Norbert, Norbert the bearded lizard. He belongs in, I think it was the grade 6 classroom, she said. It's their pet that they kind of take out of the tank and let them enjoy time out in the classroom when they're learning and stuff like that, and they obviously take care of him and feed him and do all of that kind of stuff too. So my son got to touch the bearded dragon, or bearded lizard, and he thought that was quite fun. He touched it and kind of pulled his hand back because, you know, that kind of scaly, prickly skin that they have kind of shocked him at first, but then he kind of grinned and smiled, and so he enjoyed it. Thought it was kind of cool. And then we explored all the classrooms, and the school has 2 floors. And quite a few of the classrooms on the upper floor are the older grades from, I think, 4, 5, 6, they said, are up on that 2nd floor, and they seem to have all of the, like, fish, gerbils, guinea pigs, kind of pets and tanks that they take care of in each classroom. So we got to go around and see all of those. They're a very heavy STEM-based, science-based school, so they said even like in my son's grade, all their sensory play is very science-based too, which is kind of cool, which I think he'll enjoy because he loves figuring out how things work and kind of move and all that, so I think he'll enjoy that quite a bit. They even had like a little indoor garden with some herbs and stuff and plants that they were growing, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so like I said, we were there for about an hour, and by the time he had grabbed his teacher's hand and was dragging her all over the place, like I said, the school is 2 floors. We went back into each room, staff room included, twice. We had to go back a second time just in case, you know, things had changed and whatnot. And the funny part was I think we were going into the grade 3 classroom or grade 4 classroom or something, and this little girl comes in with her snack, and she saw him and she's like, oh my god, he's so cute. So he's already winning the hearts of little girls, which is going to be dangerous. It's going to be a little charmer, I think. A little bit of a class clown, because he likes to show off and be goofy too. So they'll enjoy his little personality. And yeah, so I think he'll do great at that. So I was quite happy with what I saw and experienced and found out about how things work. Much more confident that he's going into a program that he'll thrive in. That was something I was worried about, because last time he was in his pre-kindergarten in the public school, I kind of felt like the problem child, because he had his behavior things, and it just, like, even though they were supposedly designed for it, they didn't seem like they really knew how to handle it well. And I don't know if that was just the experience of the people at that specific school. Maybe they had a lot of changeover, whereas this one, I'm told, there's been minimal changeover. Most of the team have been there 20 plus years. So really excited about that. And it sounds like the principal is very involved in the school as well. He goes into the classrooms and helps out when he can, and the teacher was saying she's even come back and he's been like down on the floor playing with some of the kids. So it sounds like it's going to be good, and I'm glad. That makes me feel much better about him going there and getting what he needs, and like I said, thriving and continuing to learn and grow and progress where he needs to and where he can. So that was that. That was our morning. Then we came home, of course, did a feed, all of that, and then it was time for our big specialized service team meeting, which was online in Zoom. And by this point, I really wished the hubby was home or somebody was there with me, because he became a complete and total handful. I was trying to talk to them and listen and answer their questions, and he was hanging off of me, basically screaming at the top of his lungs, being all excited and overstimulated by this point, and just wild and crazy. And so it was really hard to kind of hear and focus and concentrate. But of course they're used to it and they were really patient. I mean, we did get through it eventually. It just wasn't the easiest. So that was fun. But all that went really well. He's accomplished goals since he's been with them. We've added some new ones for kind of the next couple of months, and he's still going to need services for next year. So they're recommending that we're funded next year from another year of service to work on all of the goals that are needed. So that'll be good. Not really much more I can say about all that, of course. And they do want to recommend respite services because he is a very busy boy, and even though it doesn't seem like there's a lot of or I don't know if it's just us or in general, it just doesn't seem like there's as much so-called care that needs to be done. There is at the same time, and only certain people are able to do that, and they kind of have to be trained in order to do it a bit, especially if they're going to be left alone with him and we're not around. So they're going to recommend some respite hours for us, and that'll just mean somebody can come in and they'll be trained to take care of him, and that'll allow us to kind of get some stuff done, go out without him, that sort of thing, and have him essentially in this person's care, and know that if his G-tube comes out, they can handle it, that sort of thing. They can get his feeds, whatever the case may be. They can administer his puffers, that sort of thing. If needed, if he starts wheezing or anything. So yeah, that'll be good. So we'll see. Obviously, we'll discuss all that with our FSCD case person and get that in our contract and that sort of thing. But that was that 1 week, which was busy. So the following week, I really didn't feel like doing a whole bunch. So I mostly just kind of took my downtime, got back into doing diamond painting while he was at school, watching shows and stuff like that. So that was good. I did go out, however, and redo my nails. I had gotten them done for my birthday, and it was time for to get them done, because of course they grow out and then you can see like your cuticles. So I replaced my butterfly with little cherries for summer. I thought that would be kind of fun. So I did that. And then I had a dental appointment. I can't remember exactly when that was, if that was the first week or the second week. But I had the dental appointment in there somewhere. And then that's when I went and did probably saw the crafty hauls, or started seeing some of the crafty hauls from Dollarama and Dollar Tree. So I popped into those places just for fun. I really wanted to just get some crafty paper crafting stuff, so of course I did that. We've been in a heat wave a bit, so it's been fairly warm. Most this time, the last couple of days, however, have been rainy, and so today is one of those rainy days. And it's been kind of nice to just kind of sit inside and enjoy some diamond painting. Like, I don't know, a rainy day just seems like the perfect day to take downtime, you time, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what I've been doing on these rainy days here while he's been at school. And what I'll do again today, once I'm done filming this video, I'll probably continue diamond painting. And of course, while I've been diamond painting, I've caught up on the second season of, I think it's called Eden or Welcome to Eden, something like that. It's on Netflix, and it's one of those shows where they kind of advertise this paradise. You go to it, you party, all of that. They kind of make it seem great. They grow their own food there. You can be who you really want to be. You don't have parents telling you what to do. That sort of thing. So they really sell it as kind of paradise, really. Although they call it Eden in the show. And kind of encourage people to stay there. But of course there is behind the scenes stuff going on where this perfect Eden obviously isn't so perfect. You kind of get killed if you don't follow the rules, or you betray them in some way, or if you try to escape you get killed, that sort of thing. So it's definitely not perfect. So I caught up on the second season of that because I'd watched the first season and gotten into it, and then they came out with some more episodes that I hadn't seen. And then I finished binge watching Wentworth, which that one, if nobody's ever seen it, is takes place in a woman's jail called Wentworth. And it starts by following a character named B, who's in there and is awaiting trial for an attempted murder of her husband, and she kind of learns about jail life and how to survive in jail and that kind of thing. So it starts there, and of course continues on. There's a bunch of characters that it follows. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to watch it, but that's kind of just the quick and dirty of what it's about. So I finished binge watching that, which I'd been binge watching for a while, because there's something like, I think, 7 or 8 seasons of it. And then yesterday I was watching, it's just a little 4-episode kind of docu-series called Missing Dead or Alive, which is also on Netflix, and that just follows missing person cases, and it's the detectives who are working them. They recall how the investigations went, whether or not the person was found alive or dead, that sort of thing. There's only like 4 little episodes of it, so it's not super long. So I watched that entire thing yesterday while I was diamond painting. That was a really good series, actually. I kind of wish there was some more of them, because not all of them were, obviously some were found alive, not all of them are found dead, so it had that hope too, right, that you don't always get when you watch those forensic ones, which I do watch, and true crime ones that, you know, the person obviously didn't survive, that sort of thing, because of foul play. Let's see. So yeah, basically I watched that. I only have 1 more week of the kiddo going to school, so then after that, my filming is going to have to get a little bit more strategic here. Also going to be keeping him occupied throughout the day a little bit more. So my diamond painting I won't probably get to do as often either. That'll be more kind of in the evenings once he's gone to bed. As my hubby's in a shutdown right now, that doesn't give me a whole lot of me time coming up this summer, or at least for the next month or so. So that should be interesting. I gotta kind of plan my events and projects around that too, so we'll have to see what I'm going to start after this, if I just keep going small projects, and or if I go large but just takes forever. We'll see. Yeah, and I guess that just leaves this weekend, which I'll update you on the next WIP and chat, of course, more details. But this weekend, my hubby has signed our son up as, and our family as a VIP for the Racing for a Cure event, which is a fundraising event for our local children's hospital called the Stollery, which our son obviously has been a Stollery baby and a Stollery kid. He still gets followed by them, so we like to do what we can to give back. My husband fundraises for them yearly, stuff like that. So we signed up as a VIP family for this event, and what that means is we get up close and a little bit more personal with some exotic sports cars and a helicopter, and that gives our son a chance to enjoy those things. And of course I will let you know how that goes and a little bit more of those details, so stay tuned for the next 2-week update WIP and chat, which I'll talk about how that went and what all was involved a little bit more in that. So looking forward to that. I think our son's really going to enjoy that. And then just some channel stuff, I guess, to tie things up here. I still have, I think, 1 or 2 more crafty hauls scheduled to come out. That'll, or maybe 1 now? I can't remember. Oh no, 1 comes out today and then 1 comes out on Monday. Because today is only Thursday while I'm filming this. So there's 2 more crafty haul videos that are scheduled. And then a group that I'm in, I ended up winning a resin blank that was turned into an ink writing pen. So that's being sent out to me, so I'll have that to kind of unbox and share and show once that gets here. I also won a fellow content creators sub challenge, which was a certain amount of money that because she's part of the US, she had sent it to me via PayPal. So I have that I've received, and I decided to try out a Temu order. So I will have a Temu order coming with some fun stuff that I'm looking forward to unboxing and sharing. And then I have a small shop order that I placed as well that I'll have coming up, so I'll highlight that shop and share what I got from that shop. So that'll be coming up at some point. And then I've also ordered diamond paintings from 2 new companies that I haven't tried and have been interested in trying. So once again, more unboxings for those, which I'm looking forward to sharing all of that, and none of that can come quick enough, of course. Sorry, just looking for a color. So of course all of that's coming up. So that'll be some exciting stuff coming up for the channel. As you can see, I did sneak in some crafty hauls. I'm hoping to continue adding some more crafty stuff onto the channel. Crafts that I've enjoyed and worked on and done, and hopefully film me working on some of those crafts too as I can, and sharing the process behind them, or at least my process behind them. So look forward to hopefully seeing some of that. I'm really planning on editing a how-to diamond paint video as well. Most of you are probably not new to diamond painting, but that'll be something that you'll eventually see on the channel. Just for those that maybe discover the channel that are and want more of a how-to video. So there, I'm hoping to get that done, hopefully. I've had it filmed for a while, I just haven't had the time to really focus on it, because I've wanted to get other content out that's like the unboxings and the stashes and all that, and of course there'll still be more more of that to come, because I still got some more budget-friendly canvases that I haven't shared. So yeah, there's definitely going to be lots happening. If you want me to prioritize anything, hopefully see it a little bit quicker, especially if it's like that crafty side of things. If there's something you'd like to see me try, I'm definitely open to that. I'll look into how, when, and where, those kind of details, depending what supplies might be needed. Yeah, I think that is really about it, so I'll just leave the WIP and chat here. I know it hasn't been a super exciting update, but yeah, that's my life. I'm either super busy doing, like I said, different various appointments, catching up on shows. Like, this is just kind of how it is. I think that is really about it. So, like I said, I still would like to see the channel grow, so make sure you do all those wonderful YouTube-y things, like, subscribe, share, comment. Let YouTube know that my content's worth watching, because all of that stuff helps YouTube know to push my videos out to new watchers as well, so they can discover my channel. Yeah, I think that's about it, and I of course will see everybody in the next video, and I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.